the problem.
It is a bizarre case of sextortion using AI nude photos. I'm Jessica Dupnack. Coming up, how the victim in all of this got the feds involved to get justice.
Working for you. Fox 2 News at 10 starts now.
Michigan lawmakers have 1 week to pass a budget. Otherwise, the state is looking at a government shutdown. Good evening, everyone. I'm Taryn Asher.
And I'm Ruth Raj. If that happens, it could mean services we all rely on could be stopped altogether. Fox News' Dave Spencer joins us live with more on what this could look like. And Dave, how are people reacting to this possibility?
Yeah, I was talking to a lot of people out here today, and frankly, a lot of them were not aware, A, that the government was close to a shutdown, and B, all of the services that could potentially be impacted. Of course, they're all optimistic, us included, that an agreement can be reached, that a budget will be passed. Of course, they have until October 1st to do so. Here are some of the things that would be affected. You tell me if this has any implication on your life at all. Secretary of State branches would close temporarily.
Well, that would affect me, sure.
Yeah, because if you need a license renewal or anything like that.
Right.
Okay. Recreation, state parks, things of that nature.
At this time of the year,
they would close?
Those are still relatively important for most people, I would think so.
Access to the state park, they'd say no, not until we pass the budget.
Right. No, they need to stay open.
Liquor Control Commission, so this would be like restaurants' ability to buy liquor.
For people for entertainment purposes and going to sports, who doesn't want to go enjoy a beverage,
sure,
a frosty one?
They need to have the Liquor Control Commission open to buy their liquor.
We need that open for the Lions game.
Road work would stop. I'm sure they're not going to move the barrels out of the way, though.
No, they're not. There's just going to be a bunch of barrels up there, and we won't be able to pass.
Those projects that are currently going on, where we see all the orange barrels, 696, all those other places, would come to a halt. Good thing or bad thing?
Pretty bad.
Education payments, obviously. We want our schools funded.
Of course we do.
Yes.
We need education funded.
Lottery sales. You play the lottery?
No.
Okay, good. Do you think in 7 days the state will get their act together and pass a budget?
Oh, absolutely. I think the leadership will come together and they will form some type of deal.
They've got 1 week to get it together. Do you think they will?
I hope so. Let's keep our fingers crossed.
And look, this didn't sneak up on anybody. They've been working on this, passing a budget since June. So they've had all summer to kind of come to this agreement. Now, I did speak with a local lawmaker from the House of Representatives. You'll hear from him at 11. He says there are a few sticking points, mostly revolving around how much funding should go into roads, how much funding should go into education, and what he says is pork spending that needs to be eliminated altogether. He says the House has passed a budget, the Senate's passed a revised version of that. They need to come together. Coming up at 11, we'll talk more and whether or not he thinks that deal can be done before the October 1st deadline. Reporting live tonight in Southfield, Dave Spencer, Fox 2 News.
You know, people watching at home probably say, I've heard this before, and then it ends up being passed. I mean, is it just basically a political standoff, and what seems to be the main thing standing in the way?
Yeah, this has happened before. You're right. In 2007 and in 2009, those are the most recent examples, and those only lasted for a couple of hours. So, you know, we never really saw the potential impact. Funding for roads and funding for education, those seem to be the main sticking points. How far away they really are, you know, we'll see. We'll see if they could come to an agreement. They'll be working hard in the next week, hopefully, to reach one.
Yeah, hopefully they do. All right, thanks, Dave, for that update.
Well, it's a creepy case of sextortion we've been following for months now.
An alleged predator from Commerce Township accused of creating AI nude images of a social media influencer. Fox News' Jessica Dupnack is live with a major update for us. Jessica.
Unusual, but when that Commerce Township man did, she says the messages became very threatening. He even threatened a sexual assault, and then it all sort of culminated when he tried to extort her to talk to her, maybe for sexual favors, by sending her AI photos, nude photos that were certainly not her. Take a listen to what the mood was when we talked to her back in March, and then we'll get to that update.
You're going to start making sexual assault threats at me. That is something I take very seriously, and that's when I was like, absolutely not. Like, I'm going to come after you for that. Do not threaten me, because I'm a woman, and I will find out everything about you and ruin your life.
Yeah, she was not messing around. We're going to fast forward to today. This is 36-year-old Josh Stillman, arrested by the FBI at his Commerce Township home after it was raided. He is charged with cyber stalking and interstate threats to extort for what he allegedly did. It all started, as I said, with messages to the influencer Ann Blodgett, who lives in Oregon. When she didn't respond, she says the intensity of those messages and threats escalated, culminating in sexual assault threats. And when he sent her that cache of AI-generated nude photos, threatening to post them if she didn't engage with them. That is when she went to social media, spreading all of his pictures and messages to her 100,000 followers. Then she started working with the FBI. Now, we do understand from Ann and those federal court documents that there may be other victims out there, but he is, Josh Stillman, out on bond this evening. Now, we did talk to Ann a little bit earlier today. You'll hear from her later at 11. But for now, reporting live, Jessica Dupnack, Fox 2 News.
Yeah, you know, every time we run a story like this, people say something needs to be done, and something is being done in Michigan. I know there was legislation passed in August of this year that Governor Whitmer signed that essentially, you know, makes this a pretty serious crime to do this type of thing, with using AI as a tool to hurt other people.
Yeah, for a long time, Roop, we saw some of these cyber crimes kind of get unnoticed. The feds, local agencies didn't quite know how to wrangle these guys in, but now they are. They're listening. The feds are working, and we're talking the FBI in Oregon working in tandem with the guys here on the ground in Detroit, and it culminated in some pretty serious charges today.
All right, and for good reason. Jessica Dupnack for us live tonight. Thank you.
A rural Howell Township could become home to the largest data center in Michigan. Tonight, the Planning Commission is considering a proposal that would open the door for this high-tech project. An unnamed tech company is looking to initially invest $1 billion to transform 1,000 acres of farmland near Grand River and Fleming Road and transform it into a facility that would become a hub for artificial intelligence. The Planning Commission will decide whether to designate the land for research and technology before the project could be approved. And by the hundreds of people, the residents who showed up tonight, not everyone is on board.
The infrastructure out here cannot handle that kind of a power surge. They're going to consume so much electricity and water that nobody's going to want to live out here.
We don't need some eyesore of a building that's built on farmland to steal our water and strain our grid. Thank you for listening.
Well, look at all those people. Many voiced their concerns on water supplies, electricity costs, and noise. Township officials say they're looking for more transparency about the project's impact before making a final decision.
We are learning more about an overnight crash that killed 2 people in Novi. It happened around 2 a.m. at eastbound 96 and back. Police say a car had broken down right there in the left lane when it was hit by another car. Officers say a 30-year-old woman from California had an issue with one of her tires. She got out to look at it, and when she got back inside her car, she was rear-ended by a woman from Westland. The vehicles caught fire, and both drivers ended up dying. State police want to emphasize that you should stay in your car at all times during an emergency.
Get in a crash anywhere and you shouldn't get out of the car, because what happens is a lot of people get out there and get so distracted about what's going on, trying to call their insurance company and stuff like that, and you start wandering into the lanes of traffic. Freeway is the most dangerous because you get hit by a car at 70 plus, you're going to die. You're dead.
State police say drivers should call 911 instead so the police can come help with an emergency.
A Southfield doctor is headed to prison for her role in an illegal opioid scheme. 69-year-old Therese Valentine has been sentenced to 6 years after a jury found her guilty of conspiracy and illegally distributing oxycodone and oxymorphone. Now, prosecutors say she worked at a sham clinic in Oak Park, writing more than 3,000 prescriptions for more than 200,000 pills. The clinic operated as cash only, charging hundreds per prescription. Investigators say Valentine pocketed more than $500,000 in cash while fueling Michigan's opioid crisis.
All right, note to self, bring in the cushions from the outdoor furniture tomorrow, because apparently we're getting some rain.
Yeah, so we want the soggy weather. Maybe just take a little bit of a break, Rich. That would be good. We've had it the last few days.
It's been unsettled. That's the way we put it. Sunday, Monday, today, tomorrow, and Thursday, it's more of the same. Occasional showers. You can see a flare-up of the showers west of us earlier this evening. Still some activity near Saginaw and Hillsdale. It's not cold out there. 70 degrees for us. It is cooler for Cadillac and for Marquette at 57. There's the live look downtown. Some patchy fog may show up in some spots along with that stray shower chance, and then more chances for rain tomorrow and Thursday, but a beautiful weekend ahead. We're going to show you the 7-day coming up in 20. Taryn, back to you.
All right, thanks, Rich. Tonight, strong reaction and confusion after U.S. health officials claim a link between acetaminophen and autism. The announcement sparking anger from parents and pushback from doctors. Up next, our in-studio guest weighs in on the science and the fallout.
And a massive plot to cripple New York City's cell network and threaten the United Nations General Assembly, foiled by the Secret Service. What we're learning tonight. The news at 10 is just getting started.